A wooden cross-shaped table sits in the center of a stark utilitarian war room. In the center of the table is an illusory map of a metropolitan city, unmistakably Absalom, and formed with excruciating detail. A woman in a long green gown circles the room, occasionally toppling over one structure or another with a flick of her finger, only to have it reform again as perfect as before. With each flick, a satisfied smirk. With each reformation, a sneer of disgust. Ever since the raising of the Starstone and the founding of Absalom by Eredin himself, many have tried to lay siege and breach the walls of the so-called city at the center of the world. The words transparently bitter on her tongue, she speaks mostly to herself. However, the various advisors and cohorts surrounding the war table listen intently. Their varied and sometimes warped silhouettes stir in the shadows. From Minotaur warlords like Varadni Voon and self-styled necromancer kings like Ras Shajan, to droves of overconfident pirates, arrogant Chalaxian armies, and fancifully named events by fools with overly ornate titles, like the Radiant Siege of Karnas Angelbinder. Many have tried and failed to claim the city for themselves, all foolishly wanting more when they already have more than they need. Self-serving. She glances in the direction of a handsome, dark, violet-skinned elf. His long white hair hanging straight down over his shoulders, he unblinkingly gazes back, a look of hungry focus on his face. The woman then glances curiously at another elf. Skin a lighter mauve and hair just as starkly white, she is instead staring at the elven man, but with the exact same focus he proffers. The woman in the green gown cocks an amused eyebrow for only the briefest of moments before continuing. If we are to take an admiring look at any of these failures, it would be the Archlords of Nex, the founders of the Arcana Miriam itself. They at least knew the ugly face of humiliation and the unslakable thirst for revenge. But even they sought to proclaim something for themselves. To preserve it. This is not what I seek. A slithering, half-upright, centipede-like creature stirs in excitement. Its orange body, yellow belly, and 5 green eyes reflecting slightly in the illusory light. Bottles and vials hanging in a bandolier across its trunk rattle and clink together like bells on a giddy dog. Even these Archlords sought to preserve something for themselves. My revenge is purer, simpler. I do not so desperately cling to a past that I wish it returned to me. No, I simply seek to punish all those who stripped me and mine of everything, of all that was built, of all that rightfully belonged to the toiling Haravek's bloodline. A tall, long-horned and red-skinned man steps forward. His red robes adorned with gold and black embroidery and stitching, scroll upon scroll, actively furling and unfurling, seemingly on their own, hang from every bit of him. He raises a red quill and waves it around to punctuate his words. If you lay your heroes correctly, you may yet regain what once was. New contracts can always be made, and the old rewritten. What they took cannot be returned. I won't muse on living in the past any further, and I don't recall your contract obligating you to present optional outcomes. You are here to achieve the results I determine. Do not forget that. And don't you dare suggest alterations to our contract again. You would do best to realize that I find your subtlety quite lacking, even for one of your kind.
As you say, mistress.
He steps back into a shadowy corner with a look of mild amusement, wholly ignored by the haughty woman. She turns toward the single door in the room and pulls it open. Without turning around, she commands her servants. "Walk with me, and I will show you the many plans I have for Absalom and my gauntlet." The heroes have been through so much as they ventured to the ruins of Gauntlet. They became fast friends and comrades before small Keth was struck down. But thanks to my help, and more importantly, the help of Raphael, cleric of Pharasma, they have been able to venture forth once more. Most recently, they were introduced to a construct named Mr. Beak, who asks after his master Azrene. Without any information to give, Mr. Beak attacks them. Fumbling their way through a room covered in broken glass, Tulak goes down. Physics saves him, but is swiftly taken out as well. With its targets being of no assistance, Mr. Beak demands they leave. They fumble their way to safety as Raphael offers suppressing fire. They are then introduced to the true form of the mysterious entity in the previous room, a brownie named Tangletop. Tangletop is eccentric but seems willing to help, if only to retrieve his shiny, and offers a large silver key in trade. The heroes recruit their energy and set to face off against Mr. Beak once more. Taking potshots from the hallway, they swiftly defeat Mr. Beak, who is depleted of some magical power. But then, something happens. Gauntlet's cupola begins to shine bright, and focuses a beam of light straight towards Otari.
All right, gentlemen. Level 2. Are you stoked? Tell me you're stoked.
I'm pumped. Hell yeah.
I've been waiting for this since we started playing.
Oh, you've voiced it many a time.
I know. Been a real bitch about it.
Sometimes you just got a bitch.
Level
Yeah,
one is
You're telling me
struggle.
level 1's a struggle.
Yeah. We were squishy and still are.
I probably should have lost 2 characters already, if not more.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saving the next one for someone else, that's all. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
what do you think, Duncan? Will it be you?
I mean, I'm just happy to still be alive. I made it to level 2, baby.
Heyo,
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
the only one who hasn't lost a character to you yet, so
This is true. This is very true. I wonder how long that trend will last.
forever.
Forever. Well, if it's going to be forever, I would like you to tell me why and how, Scott. What did you get in your level up?
Ooh,
What's
okay.
old Tulak got here?
So Sage Tulok got some pretty fun stuff. The main one going to be, we are doing the extra archetype for viewers and listeners that don't remember that. And I went with Ghost Hunter, which is pretty sick.
Nice.
You know, I was thinking flavor-wise, going through this adventure path, the spooky stuff that's coming up, and kind of the issues that he's been having with his magic coming up out of nowhere and trying to discover that. So Yeah, and he was pretty hyped up after dealing with the last haunt, I think. So that is kind of, he's been looking into that. So
Yeah, you schooled that haunt.
yeah, it gives me dose extra cantrips. So
Oh, sick.
yeah,
Nice.
I took Chill Touch, and then the other one that I took is called Invoke True Name. So I'm going down a path where Tulok is interested in finding the true name of creatures, which gives you power over them. So not only did I take that cantrip, I also took a feat called Reveal True Name. This is something that is new from the new Pathfinder book, Spells and Magic. Secrets of Magic.
Secrets of
Yes.
Magic, yeah.
Secrets of Magic. So something interesting and something I'm going to be exploring going forward. I don't think it's going to have a lot of impact at lower level, but kind of looking forward to exploring that later on. And it uses the same research system that we have in play already for researching information on the adventure path. So looking very much forward to that. And then I also got a new first level spell, which I'm super stoked on, but I will keep a secret for now.
Fancy man. I know what it
exciting
is.
stuff.
And then the last thing from there is I got a new lore, which is spirit lore, and oh yeah, class feat, dangerous sorcery, because I'm getting wild out here. So enjoy that, Freeman.
Well, you had the choice of spirit or haunt lore, right? But why did you choose spirit?
I chose spirit because haunts are cool and all, but I was thinking that kind of the interaction with spirits is more what Tulok is going to be interested in. Not necessarily, because haunts are kind of there and then they're gone. Whereas having a little bit more knowledge about spirits or incorporeal entities that we could use going forward that are kind of could be potentially like NPC characters. That's
Right.
more what he's interested in.
Yeah, that's a cool idea because the sort of the core purpose of a haunt is more of like an obstacle to overcome, right? And they can be quite dangerous, and having the information to overcome them could be important. However, the spirit side of things does lead a little bit more towards a more genuine a possibility of interaction.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I get that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet.
That's awesome. And then the 2 cantrips is really big too, because aren't sorcerers quite limited on cantrips? They have a flat amount from 1 to 20, right?
Yeah, you got it. So basically there's generally just 5, and now I have 7. And there were some ones, for instance, I did want Chill Touch originally, but there was a couple other things that for the character and, kind of metagaming, there were some things that I wanted to take. And but now I can take some of the ones like Chill Touch, which is a touch spell that I wanted to have but didn't have before. So it's going to open up more options within my character build as well.
Yeah, he's got other things he still hasn't revealed even now through all of level 1, which is kind of crazy. And Chill Touch will aid with that, which is cool.
Yeah, there's still a lot to Tulok that hasn't really been rolled out yet, and we will get there, and it's going to be exciting.
I'm pumped.
Nice.
I'm freaking pumped, man.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
I don't even know you.
All your creatures is dead.
All right, who wants to go next? I shoehorned Scott into going first. Let's go with the one and only James Kid. That's
Okay.
how you say your name, right?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So, as much as I've pissed and moaned this whole adventure about getting to second level, second level for clerics actually bites. It's not too bad. I get a 3rd first level spell, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I get a skill feat, which I took battle medicine because I figured I might as well round out this character a little bit. Essentially, I get to treat wounds as a single action in combat once per day per character.
Mm.
Cool.
Which we seem to absolutely need.
Yeah. You can say that again.
Yeah. And then as my cleric feat, I actually took a first level feat, the first level cloister cleric feat, which is domain initiate. So I get a couple of things related to my domain, but most importantly, I get a focus spell, which I'm going to keep under my belt for now because I think it's a really fucking dope spell and I wanted that. And that is in the soul domain of Pharasma, which is an alternate domain, but without Freeman's permission. I just decided to take it anyway.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, and I can't remember if we corrected on air or not, but as a war priest, you don't actually choose a domain.
Yeah.
And so you've rolled that into the domain initiate level 2, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, so I've had a really difficult time rolling Raphael into this story because he is an occultist healbot, which is what the two gentlemen next to me specialize in.
Yeah.
So I've had a really difficult time finding a spot for him in this party. So because we talked a little bit about it last week, and because we need a little bit more of a frontline fighter, I adapted my archetype, which was originally going to be Ghost Hunter, like Tulox, to something called Soul Forged. I don't want to get into it too much because I think there's a lot of really cool role-playing opportunities behind this archetype. So I think I'm just going to leave it there if that's okay with you guys.
Sure.
Sounds
Love it.
badass anyways.
I actually didn't read that one, so I'm pretty interested to see what it's going to be, because I think I read through almost every single one when trying to make this decision, but for some reason not that one, so I am pretty pumped to find out.
Yeah, so this actually caps out at level 6, so if Raphael makes it that far, he'll actually have to choose a second archetype after level 6 if we continue with the free archetype, which is kind of neat. There's some cool stuff, like the 4th level feat's really cool, and the 1st level feat's really cool, but again, I don't want to hog up too much airspace. We'll get into that in roleplay.
That one also comes from Secrets of Magic, if I remember correctly. And
it does, yeah.
And for anyone listening wondering why some of these know that some of these are rare options, I've definitely lifted an initial restriction that I had on the players having to sell me on some rare options. But it's mostly because obviously level 1's been so very dangerous, and I want to provide really cool, flavorful things to all the players here and their characters, and then hopefully it'll add or not just flavor, but maybe a little bit more versatility and survivability, and a little more potency, perhaps. And heck, I mean, rare things rarely get used, so let's have fun with it. Let's put them on display. Let's use them. Let's let everyone listen in and enjoy the experience of those. Just, most people would just restrict them outright. And I say, fuck it. Let's just go for it. I think it'd be fun.
This is an uncommon archetype for the record. But
is it uncommon? Okay.
Yeah.
It sounds, from what I know about it, it seems like a rare one. So
it should probably be rare,
should be,
but
yeah.
I think the character that I built really fills in with this archetype.
Yeah, cool.
So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, speaking of rarities, Duncan, what can you tell me about physics level up?
Yeah, Physic, just so happy to have lived this long. He gets, well, every level that an alchemist gets, they'll have 1 increase to their infused reagents for their daily preparation. So I'm up to 4 infused reagents, which is great. He's also got 2 new formulas to play with. He decided to take a Tanglefoot bag from level 1, and his alchemical crafting levels in step with his character level. So he's now got level 2 alchemical crafting. I took a level 2 formula of Bravo's Brew, and given how much trouble we have, I think those will really, really help, us not die as quickly.
Okay. Are you willing to explain what either of those do right now, or you want to keep that close to your chest and reveal it?
Yeah, no, pretty basic stuff. Tanglefoot bag, it's a bomb, you'll throw at an enemy that will drop its speed and normal success, and then it's got some fun effects at critical successes.
Okay.
And then your Bravo's Brew is all about increasing your ability for will saves. So if we get into a spot where somebody's got to take some will saves over and over, dropping one of them on them will really help them out.
Wicked. That's awesome.
Yep. So and that's going to happen every level. 1 new infused reagent per day plus 2 new formulas. And then this level, I get a class feat and a skill feat. So going down the healbot route that we were planning on, I decided to go with a fun little class feat, alchemist feat called Revivifying Mutagen. And I've got a few mutagens in the formula book that I haven't pulled out yet. It'll be really fun to actually see them come into play, especially with this feat. I'm not going to get into too much detail, but basically a mutagen will give you a buff with some drawback for a certain amount of time, and the revivifying part of it, as you can imagine, turns it into a nice little healing spell if the need should arise.
Cool.
And then for my skill feat, much like James, battle medicine just seemed like a wise thing to do.
We doubled up on that. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Smart
probably
boys.
Very
Smart
good.
boys.
Yeah. And what about your archetype?
The battle medicine actually dovetails quite nicely into my archetype, because I'm going to be taking the medic archetype, which will give me a bonus to healing on treat wounds or battle medicine, provided I hit a certain DC threshold. The higher I roll, the more I can heal, basically. The archetype gets more fun as the levels go up, but it's basically all for the heal bot, baby.
Yeah, so it basically affects your treat wounds and your battle medicine to start, right? And once you are a certain proficiency in medicine, and in your case also crafting, because we're kind of carrying that over from the chirurgeon aspect.
Surgeon.
You can you can choose a higher DC to get more healing, but you have to announce it before you do the treat wounds. I'm going to go for the DC 20 instead of the DC 15, and then if you do, you get extra hit points, and then this medic dedication basically increases that extra hit points at the base.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The medic is a crazy cool archetype, I think, and it's one of the few, I think, that goes from 1 to 20. There's like an actual capstone archetype feat at level 20, which is pretty wild.
I just wish I have that kind of longevity.
Yeah, right? Probably never get there, but that's fine. Yeah, neat. That's awesome. Well, that about covers everyone, I guess. Back to the situation at hand. You guys ready? Oh,
No.
boy.
We got choices to make, and I hate those.
You of course, with your level up, your maximum minimum hit points increase at the same. I've already adjusted that in Foundry for you guys. A lot of you, some of your skill bonuses are going to increase with your level as well, and any new spell slots or new a number of infused reagents you can have. You do not regain any expended ones until you do rest. So it's all fairly straightforward, but you guys should have a little extra in your holsters for now. So you defeated Mr. Beak, the soulbound doll, and someone amongst the party noticed that there was a light flashing through the cracks of a single door in this workshop, covered in broken lenses and glass. And Raphael went and cracked the door to see what was happening. The light from Gauntlet, even in the morning fog, grew really bright and was circling the area, and then turned its focus right towards Otari. And that's where we ended it. What do you guys want to do?
I mean, I guess we should take the telescope back to the brownie.
Yeah.
Tangletop.
I mean, we said we'd do that.
Yeah, I had a feeling Scott was going to try and rip this thing off.
Okay, first of all, Tulok is still offended that he got lied to. No, not actually. But I want to make sure it's not like... We found out that it's not magic, right? It's just
Yeah,
it's just bedazzled.
But it's valuable. It's worth 20 gold, which sells at full price, which is no small amount at this level.
Like, what's that brownie going to do for us?
He's got that key. He offered that large silver key
we need the key.
in exchange.
We have so many keys, and we don't know what any of them do. So, I mean, it couldn't hurt.
Well, you've only got 2. You've got a key ring, but most of them are destroyed. There's just 2 on it that look functional.
Right.
Most of the doors just crumble anyways.
Yeah. As someone who plays a lot of RPG games, I collect keys like they're going out of style.
Right.
I need all them keys.
Like the amount of apples, potions of healing, and keys in your Skyrim game is outrageous.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, we can check out the storage room first, the one next to the other storage room that the brownie showed us into. And then, if we could always try and... I mean, I'm not the evil character in the party, but we could always just murk the brownie and take the telescope and the key.
Yikes.
James might be the evil one in the group, just not in the party.
Yeah. It's real role playing to put on a cleric face.
I mean, okay, yeah, we might as well trade in this this bejeweled spyglass and get a key.
I would like to check the storage room first.
Okay,
Sure.
I pick up, or does someone have the...
I've got it.
Okay, we head out. As Tulok is passing the portraits, he reflects upon the fact that this light is fired up and pointed at Otari, and in the portraits on the wall, there are ghosts rising and sneering and snickering from inside that light. And then in the other one, those ghosts appear in Absalom. So he is worried, big time worried about what's going on in the city of Otari right now.
Oh, yeah. Raphael is also wicked worried.
Yep, ditto for Physic.
Physic, you're just a bandwagoner.
He just wants to belong.
That's too much to ask.
Raphael opens the last hidden door.
And yeah, you crack that door, and it just reveals another small room, like the storage room next to it, except that all that is there is a staircase that spirals downward into the ground.
He sighs heavily and just closes the door. There is a stairway behind that door that leads downward to the darkness and the abyss, but perhaps Otari should be our first priority.
Yes, I couldn't agree more, Raphael. We need to get back to town. Who knows what this light is doing? What is this fucking guy's name? Tussletop? Turbytop?
Tangletop. He's now sitting there like eager, like, oh, did you find it? Did you find it? Did you find the shiny? Yeah, I've got the key. And he's like waving it around.
Yeah, Physic will just rush up to him and say, here's the shiny, give us the key.
And you just hand it to him?
Yeah.
Cool. He takes it and quickly hands you the large silver key.
Do you know what the key is for, Mr. Tangletop?
No idea. Looks like it works, though.
Tangletop, we'll be back later to discuss what lies below here. We may need to use your home again, but for now we have to go protect our own home. The light shines upon Otari.
Oh, spooky light. I thought I saw through the cracks of the doors. Whoa, Tangletop doesn't like that at all.
Stay low, Tangletop.
And he just, like, hides behind some more books on the shelf, making a bunch of noise, clatter.
Tulok just opens the door and pieces out.
Yeah.
All right.
Physic's right on his heels.
And you're heading straight to Otari?
I mean, once we're out here, is there anything...
They cross the bridge one at a time.
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Sorry, we need to say that.
Is there anything of note in the tower or in the actual lighthouse? I can't remember what you...
Just the light is now very obviously just stopped in one spot and focused in the direction of Otari to the south.
But there's no ghosts or anything in the light?
Not that you can see from here.
I hate that I'm going to say this, but Raphael thinks it may be worth investigating the light itself before we investigate Otari. It just started up, right?
Yeah.
So
I thought the same thing originally. Like, what are we gonna do if we go to Otari and then we have to fight ghosts or something?
well, my first instinct would be to check the graveyard because the portrait is of ghosts rising from the streets. But if the graveyard's fine, we kind of just wasted an hour. I'm here for whatever you guys think, but my first instinct is to maybe, like, how many encounters can there possibly be? Like 2, 3 maybe? Like one in the door, one on the stairway, and then one at the top?
Is Raphael making this case?
No.
Or is James making the case?
I don't think so. James is making the case. Raphael is still feels like not a third class citizen, but he's the new guy in the party. He's also failed miserably at everything he's tried to do. So, like, he's just following you and Physics lead because you guys are the strong ones. You're the leaders of this party.
But he doesn't put it forward at all?
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's been knocked out twice, and he just kind of he trusts you.
Well, because I hastily already said that we go back to town, but I kind of want to check out this tower.
Yeah, like character-wise, Physic would have panicked seeing the light going back to Otari and gone, we gotta get back to Otari.
Right. Okay, what if we did like could I do like an Arcana check or a detect magic on the light? That might sway him in a different direction.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me an Arcana, but you're going to have limited information just being below here and not at the light itself at best.
Okay.
So,
what about religion? Because he thinks it's going to raise spirits. So I feel like maybe it would be pulling them out of Pharasma's domain, the Boneyard.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me some religion.
Nice. I like how you worked that one.
Yeah, that was a stretch.
We're here to have fun.
That is a 13.
Yeah. No, you have no idea. Like I've said before, this lighthouse itself is just so wholly unique, and strange that it's beyond
Should have
anyone's...
taken Lore Lighthouse.
After they cross the bridge, Tulok sees Raphael kind of hit the brakes and look up at the tower. And he turns to him and says, Raphael, what are you thinking? Do you have some knowledge?
I don't know anything for sure, Mr. Sage Tulak, but there is a nagging feeling in the back of my brain, behind the eyes, that perhaps if this thing does bring the souls or the undead back, maybe it is pulling them directly from Pharasma's graveyard, and perhaps Otari is not the source of the information that we require, but the results of the action of turning the lighthouse on.
Perhaps you are right. Maybe we should investigate there first. And then we can head to Otari if we can't figure out anything. No sense in running all the way back for nothing.
Does appear to be right here. And he gestures like up 40 feet to his right.
Yeah,
where
for the
lighthouse is.
listeners, it's directly in front of us.
Yeah, and I actually know for a fact that the last time you passed this way, I forgot to specify in my description of the area that there is a door on the western side of the lighthouse. So you know there's one inside the building on the southern side, but the western side as well. So that's the most accessible to you right now.
Tulok continues south after this conversation towards that door.
I wouldn't hate taking 8 hours to get my archetype and retrain that one cleric spell that I took that I can't have because Pharasma's a neutral deity.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you can't have it. So you can just swap that. I mean, come on.
I don't feel good about it. I played it in the game. I tried to cast it.
Yeah.
Like, we determined that he couldn't have it. So, like, rules is written, he thought he could cast it, and he was just let down when he tried to let Divine Lance go.
All right. Let the record state that James limited himself in this scenario.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nothing on you. And I don't think an extra cantrip is going to save our souls here.
I don't know. Tulok might disagree.
It's true.
Well, I mean, I am making the case for taking a few hours so I can have my archetype. And
one thing's for sure here is in this discussion about do we go to Lighthouse or not, you don't know if there's any danger that lies there, and if it does, will it dwindle you down further, and then what will you have to deal with when you get back to Otari? So it's not just a matter of time, possibly, but also a matter of like how strong are we right now? Do you even have the time, or will the results of a rest be a bad thing? Like, it's just so many questions happening.
It's easy to say right now that time isn't of the essence, but I think for our characters, there would be panic involved, and I think they would want to find out something immediately.
Yeah. For sure.
Because like they've seen what's happened here, they've seen Samal go down and die. They've seen Samal be raised. And if that's just some power they've run into, not even involved with the Lighthouse of the Light, could be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Is the gauntlet the same light that that was emanating from those shambling elf corpses when they reanimated?
It is a blue light. That both of them have been blue lights, that's for sure.
Okay. Tulok rolls perception at the door, just to hear if there's anything inside.
And you do not hear anything.
Tulok opens the door.
And the door opens. It stays on its hinges, but it opens. And you look into this lighthouse, and the smooth walls of this circular room are painted a light gray with no indication of seams between blocks of stone. A set of iron stairs winds upward along the curved walls before terminating at a trap door in the ceiling, nearly 100 feet above. A red bloodstain glistens on the floor at the room's center, as though a human-sized creature bled to death on the floor very recently, despite there being no body in sight, and no sign of a body being dragged away.
Raphael would like to take the defend action.
Okay, Raphael defends.
They're making blood sacrifices. Shit's going down, and Tulok is going to detect magic as he enters the room.
Okay. And you do detect magic. And as you sort of move about this room, you notice that the fresh blood periodically ripples. Its slick red surface appears like the top of a deep red pool, but otherwise seems altogether harmless. Ripple.
So Tulok is skirting around the blood, around the outside of the room, circular room. Is there any drips going into it, or no, it's just rippling?
No, just rippling, as if there's something deep inside to this impossibly deep pool.
Can I do like a forensic medicine check to see what may have caused it? Like, was it somebody falling from the top that created this indent in the floor and then this pool of blood?
For sure, yeah. Roll that for me. I like that. I like that a lot.
That is a 17.
What's really unnerving is that it appears as though someone would have been stabbed or some such, fallen to the ground here and just bled out. But there's no sign of a body, no sign of it being dragged away. The body is just gone. But it definitely looks like someone was killed and left to bleed out in the very center of this room.
Tulok peers through the door to the outside where he can see some piece of rock and the like on the ground, and using telekinetic projectile will send the rock flying into the blood.
And the rock flies in, splashes a little bit, and then just seems to sink and disappear.
Taking from Tulok's lead, Raphael starts to make little gestures with his paw before this ice blue light lances out of the pharasmic tattoo above his right eye, and he casts Disrupt Undead on the blood pool.
Bold.
Wow.
I like it.
And it has no effect.
Well, we know it's not undead. I think that's safe.
Am I able to do like a recall knowledge of like an occultism or arcana or something that might be able to explain it?
No, there's not really much here to go on. I would take a religion check.
Religion? Okay.
So I had really to think about that one.
I would like to attempt to aid.
I was going to.
Okay.
That is a 20 to aid, so that's a +2, +1.
I do not aid.
So 16 total.
Obviously something very mysterious has happened here. How fresh the blood looks it really, really stands out, and you can really only assume that some dark, residual, necromantic something has occurred in this room, or perhaps is still occurring in this room, but that's about it.
Tulok peers from the puddle back to his companions and gestures towards the stairs.
Should we not poke the puddle of blood just to make sure it doesn't come up and corner us on the stairs afterwards? And Raphael draws his gilded pharasmic dagger.
You approach the stairs, they do sort of alarmingly creak and sway a bit, but they appear to be very structurally sound. In fact, the inside of this whole structure seems brand new. It's not at all like the rest of the ruins on the inside here. It looks like it's never, ever aged or decayed or corroded in any way.
In that detect magic that Tulok did he learn if it was illusion?
I don't get to know
you
yet.
did not, no.
Oh, yeah. If nobody stops him, I think Raphael's going to poke it.
Yeah, okay. Sweet. You poke your sweet pharasmic dagger into the blood, and it actually doesn't sink in like you might suspect. It you just hit stone beneath and kind of move the blood aside a bit, and then you actually kind of bump the stone that got tossed in.
What in the name of the Lady of the Graves is happening in this place?
I don't know. It's some dark magic, I feel. I have no explanation myself.
There's a little plant in front of him on the map. He's going to wipe his dagger off on the plant.
Okay.
Do I take the lead? Is that what I do?
You're the frontline fighter, right? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just for the listeners, this is a circle room, and we're all kind of like on the exterior of the circle, away from the blood.
Oh, it's a middle school dance right now. It's
Right.
The old sock hop.
Raphael, still continuing to take the defend action, moves his way up the stairs.
Okay.
Okay, and Tulok is no longer detecting magic. He is sneaking, avoiding notice.
You climb these stairs, and it's a good climb up because it's about 100 feet up to the trapdoor, and you get there, and the trapdoor is very clearly locked.
Tulok turns back to Physic, who's behind him, and asks for the key.
and Physic gladly hands it over.
And then he passes it up to Raphael.
He attempts to lock.
And the key does not fit.
He takes the key back and produces the other two keys out of his backpack.
One of those keys, bronze keys on your key ring, does in fact unlock the trapdoor to the Gauntlet cupola.
I guess Raphael pushes it open with his shield and it, like, covering most of his face, and just pushes it open with his head.
Okay.
He just slowly raises it up with his head. He's coming out of the hole with his shield over his face.
And this will be the first time we've used this, but there's a little stair icon on the map. If you just click that with your token, it'll move you.
Oh, sweet. It wasn't working before, so this is great.
Yeah, I just unlocked it.
And we make our way in.
You make your way into the cupola, and there are rows of black metal bars that encase this circular chamber like a cage. Shimmering waves of force flicker between the bars and give the illusion that softly glowing glass case encases this entire area. Aside from the trapdoor, the room appears empty, save for the human-sized encasement of glass and iron that flickers and glows with unsettling, almost nauseating pale shimmer, shooting this beam directly towards Otari as well over the trees. And you can feel just the emanation of unbelievably powerful magic. And I can't remember if I said this before or not. I don't think I have, but the lighthouse itself has its own magic item stat block, and it is a level 20 item. It is a unique level 20 item. It is unbelievably powerful and so very far beyond your knowledge. Understanding it at all really is going to be a matter of finding the information. So I just want to throw that out there now, because it's a thing. This thing is unbelievably powerful, and you can feel the power standing in this cupola.
How does it make Raphael feel?
Oh, probably terrified, because I feel like as a follower of Pharasma, you immediately have some insight into the fact that whatever this is producing, whatever is holding this in a sort of static state of non-decay, is necromantic. Pure and
that's
simple
what I was looking for.
necromancy. Now that you're here, standing in the front of this, it's terrifying, because it is dark.
Tulok works his way around the room.
Episode title.
There is something just a little bit. It's so evil. It makes me want to throw up. I don't know how long I can stay up here, Mr. Sage Tulok and Mr. Physic. It makes my skin crawl. It burns with every fiber of my being. The necromancy. It is so evil.
Well, we need to stop it then. And he looks around. Is there anything in here?
Nothing.
Sigils, buttons, latches, secret doors.
let's roll a perception check. No, you don't see anything. Raphael, I gave you 20 levels of the second condition, just for flavor's sake.
That adds up. Is there... I guess he's going to try and smash the glass with a shield bash. Like, just give it an attempt. I know he doesn't think it's going to work. And he steps 5 foot towards the central glowing glass. You said it was glass, right?
Yeah, it's like glass and metal casing.
Yeah, so he's going to step up to that and just hit it with the shield as hard as his little shooty arms can.
And you give it a big old smackaroo.
And that is a 17 to hit.
And you hit it, but certainly to no effect.
Just reverberates through him like a Looney Tunes character.
Tulok goes to one of the bars on the outside and looks towards Otari, holding the bar and leaning out a little bit.
And yeah, you look towards Otari, and it does look like the beam of light is focused on the western side of the town.
So, like the Dawnflower Library area, or
Like the graveyard.
The graveyard, yeah, the graveyard. Nice.
That's where you want the corpse reanimating light to be shining.
Yeah.
Can he see anything?
Awesome.
Like, is there disturbances? Like, I mean, I know it's far, but...
Well, we shouldn't have given up the fucking spyglass.
I didn't even think of that. That's so good. Yeah, you don't see anything. You can't really tell what's happening that far away for sure.
Raphael makes his way back. You know, not all the way down the steps, but just out of the necromantic light, and he's not doing great.
Mm-hmm.
If there's nothing in the room, Tulok follows.
Physic will give a very worried glance towards Otari and follow as well.
Again, he goes down the staircase and moves all the way around the room without going anywhere near the blood.
Okay.
Opening the southern door.
The southern door appears to be jammed shut. The doors have not been blessed with this lack of decay, and it's very sodden and swollen in its frame.
Raphael's like catching his breath from hustling down those stairs. Okay.
He like slides down.
Yeah, it's just his picture of mine on his butt doing a bup, 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 bup the whole way down.
So what do we know? Did we learn anything? We know that it is shatterproof glass, and it is sickening. Anybody else learn anything while we were up there?
It's pointed towards Otari. Maybe the Dawnflower Library, maybe the graveyard. We need to return. There's nothing else we can find here.
Okay. It's going to be difficult to explain to Rin how what is happening in that we did not manage to get the body of Mr. Ket. But yes, we should at least check the Otari graveyard.
There may be more pressing matters at hand. If they're reanimating the dead in Otari. I don't know, but I have a bad feeling about this. You felt the necromancy in the tower. And again, as they're running along the beach, because they didn't open that door, they're not strong enough to break it down, they are staying away from the water. He's skirting up against the keep, staying away from that water.
You don't want to get in the fresh boat that's by the ruined boathouse? So you can get in, you can probably go down the water and save yourself 5 minutes? No?
Oh, that sounds like a great idea, Freeman. Nothing ominous about that at all.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe there's something interesting in the boat. You haven't looked at it.
Raphael is a fish seeker shoonie. He should be able to sail.
Well, what do you get to lose?
I mean...
Oh my god.
I know, I'm not helping the unease of that idea, but... So you head to the Gaunt Trail, boogieing your way down it to get to Otari as fast as possible. Probably saving about 5 minutes or so, let's say. It's not an easy walk. And as soon as you emerge from the forest, you can tell right away that beam of light very much is pointed at the graveyard. Which I think earns James another hero point for calling it.
Hey-o.
Hey.
So we'll go with that. And as soon as you emerge, you see a small group of riders sprinting down the road that leads to the graveyard, known as Pharasma's Walk. And as they reach the fork that meets the Gaunt Trail, the man heading the charge spots you, raises a fist for a halt. As the group slows down, you can tell that the man leading them is an older, mostly white-haired, well-groomed, mustachioed man. The mutton chops across his face connect across his upper lip, and you know it to be none other than everyone's favorite captain of the Otari Guard, Lardis Longsaddle. And for anyone listening, we've not introduced Longsaddle yet, but everyone here is already familiar with this guy. And as soon as he stops, they basically cut off your route along the road. And he turns to one of the guards and gruffly speaks. Go on ahead and check out the situation at the library. If that so-called holy warrior isn't down there, then you turn right around and hunt her down. She's to do her part, injured or not. The guard pauses for a moment and gives him a look of confusion. And he just says, Did I stammer, soldier? We're dealing with the walking dead here. We need the kind of help she can offer. Now move it! The guard spurs his horse into action and zooms past you at full speed. You get a brief glimpse of the terrified look on his face that shows he is unsure who to be more afraid of, the undead or his immediate superior. And Longsaddle turns to all of you and says, All right, what in the nine hells are you guys doing on the Gaunt Trail? What were you doing in Fogfen, and what the hell did you just cause at that lighthouse?
Hello, Mr. Longsaddle. It's been a long time. I hope you're well.
Narrows his eyes.
Captain Longsaddle, we've been investigating the Gauntlet for Rin. This was not something that we've set off, but we've seen very unsettling things there. We don't know what is happening, but we know it's pointed at the graveyard, and it seems you have information too.
Information is exactly what I don't have. I was not informed of this adventure into the dangerous ruins to the north there, and I would have very much appreciated to know what you were up to. That Rin seems to be just a troublemaker. Now listen, I don't have time to discuss the details here. Whatever you've done up there, I need you to correct it. I need you to do your part for the town here. He turns over to a baby-faced, kind of terrified-looking page on a horse next to him. And he says, Gerald, I need you to take these guys back to the graveyard. You know what to do. It's up to you guys to make sure this works out. And Gerald tries to interject, but Longsaddle just puts up a hand. Says, you know the stakes here. And Longsaddle just turns and looks at you with a real mean eye. Says, and don't you dare to go dying, because we're going to be having a conversation when this is over. And he spurs his own horse and hightails it around the road, trying to loop around the cliff into Otari.
Goodbye, Mr. Longsaddle.
Physic's just gonna look up at Gerald like, you know what to do. What is it you do?
Gerald's like, here's the thing then, I guess. Here, just follow me. And he turns his horse around. The other guards follow Longsaddle, of course, and he turns his horse around and just sets to a trot, hoping you guys will keep up. He's in a bit of a hurry, but you're only on your feet, right?
Yeah, and Raphael is like 3 feet tall.
So Longsaddle headed back into Otari. Mm-hmm. We're heading towards, if we follow Gerald, are heading down towards the cemetery.
Yeah.
And where did the first rider go?
He sent him off to the Dawnflower Library. He said, go on ahead to check if the so-called holy warrior is there, and if they aren't, go find them. They have to help whether they're injured or not.
And is that they went through Otari or down through Pharasma's Walk to get there?
We've been confronted on Pharasma.
Yeah, you've been confronted at where the fork meets.
No, I understand, but I'm just wondering, did they go? Did the first rider go through Otari to the?
Everyone's gone through Otari.
Okay, got it.
And he turns around and starts to explain the situation. We scrambled as fast as we could. First there was sudden reports of the dead walking and attacking folks down at the library. But it took us a hot second to realize they was coming down from the graveyard via the cliff. You quickly arrive at the main gate to the graveyard and find a small, terrified group of guards anxiously watching from the far side of the gate. And peering through said gate, you can see that the soil of Otari's graveyard roils and churns within the airy blue light that's focused on it. Dozens of skeletons and shambling corpses haul themselves free from the ground and rush to the south. Without any hesitation, the Walking Dead plummet over the cliff's edge to rain down upon the domes of the Dawnflower Library. Most plummeting to their own destruction. However, sounds of battle and screams of terror echo up and over the cliff's edge. Gerald continues, addressing you and all of the guards standing there. We don't have much time here, friends and comrades, but the bulk of the undead forces keep leaping over the cliff and overwhelming our troops below. Our mission is to slow their descent and ease the burden to the guards and the townsfolk down there. Whatever you need to do to prepare yourselves for the oncoming foray, do so now. Bind your wounds, pray to your gods, and raise your arms. May Gorham... May Gorham be with us.
I could use an 8-hour rest.
He hands out, he actually does hand out some healing potions to you guys to drink now if you need. You can each take 2, this is the lowest one, minor, the ones you have for now, minor healing potions. Yeah. Each of you can have 2, and the guards around have their lanterns up and are doing their best. And like, this is still only about 22 noon, essentially, but it's very dark. The clouds overhead have just like really formed this big massive rain cloud, and it's starting to rain all over the place, and everything's looking muddy and slippery, and with this blue light sort of creating an extra level of darkness almost. So they have their lanterns out out of necessity at this point.
Just remind me, did we take 8 hours at the workshop after we had got murked by the construct the first time, or did we not?
I don't think you guys did.
No, we healed up.
Yeah, you healed up and went straight back in to sort of just, what was it? You just opened the door and tried to...
Yeah, just took pot shots at it.
Pot shots,
yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for, yeah.
Okay, good news. I'm down a cantrip, I don't have my archetype, and I have no heals. Let's do this.
Oh, boy.
Why don't you have your archetype?
I want to roleplay it into the game.
Okay.
And it actually requires a significant amount of time to get set up.
Okay. And so, as you guys get yourselves ready, Gerald heads towards the gate and says, Are we doing this, fellas? You can see through the gate now that there are still some slower undead that are still shambling around, trying to make their way towards the southern edge.
We're ready as we're ever going to be, Mr. Gerard.
That's Gerald. Gerald.
I think we're saying the same thing.
Beg to differ. All right, men, get ready. And he cracks the doors, or the gate to the graveyard, and we're all going to roll for initiative right now.
Oh, okay.
Hurrah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
And let's see what you got, Physic.
That's an 18 from Physic.
All right, Raphael?
Raphael has a 22.
Pretty all right. Tulak?
7.
Oh, pretty not all right at all. I'm just going to have these guards all act in the same initiative turn, and as soon as Gerald cracks the gate, they start barreling in. And they use all 3 of their actions to run forward and get closer to the center. And next in the order is Raphael.
He's going to use all 3 of his actions to keep pace with the guards.
All right, and Gerald will do the same. Sticking right up on your heels, Raphael. Physic.
Physic's gonna do very similar, but yeah, I guess all 3. That's a really big distance we got going there, huh?
This is a big map. You know what? Shout out to Narky for this map, because there was no map for this included in the adventure at all, so he did this from scratch.
Okay,
and, like,
this map is
loosely
incredible.
Based on the Otari map itself. Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah,
it's a wicked map.
Really sweet. But anyways, he's gonna not be exactly on that cluster, but stop about 10 feet northwest of them, and that'll be his turn.
Cool. And Tulak.
Tulak will do the same thing, just following everyone's lead, triple move. He's standing right up beside Physic, behind Gerald. And that's it.
And the guards turn, top of round 2. They start heading forward even more, and they're getting closer and closer, very much on the cusp of the first undead, who is now going to enter the initiative order. And that brings us to Raphael.
Raphael, having no knowledge of warfare whatsoever, is going to single move, and then he's going to cast his new first level spell. He reaches back and touches the dagger on his hip, still in its sheath, and casts magic weapon on it.
Oh, sick. Okay. Awesome.
Dope.
What's that do for you?
Essentially, it makes the weapon a +1 striking weapon, giving it a +1 bonus to attack rolls and increasing the number of weapon damage die to 2. So it now does 2d6 damage.
Oh, sick. Okay. Wicked. All right. And that's your turn?
It is.
Okay. Gerald is going to do his best to keep pace with his retinue. And Physic, you're up.
Wow. Holy crap, these guys are so far away.
It's gonna keep running.
Yeah, it'll be 2 moves just a bit south of one Mr. Raphael. Still well far away from these zombies.
Mm-hmm.
For his third action, he's going to draw his crossbow.
Okay.
And that's his turn.
And that brings us to the zombie that's now entered the initiative order. And it's going to move and shamble its way over to the first guard and try to strike at him with a natural 1.
Nice.
Yes.
Totally misses the guard. In fact, it's a zombie shambler specifically, and they're real awkward, shitty zombies. I'm just going to make it fall prone as it tries to punch him. And falls flat on its decaying face. Tulak, what do you got?
Tulak, way in the back here, is just going to continue, and 3 actions of stride will end up beside Gerald. I keep wanting to say Gerald. Geralt.
Geralt?
Yeah, Geralt, because of the
Oh, you're going to call him Gerard.
Yeah, something fucked up. Anyways,
The
I'm
voice
next.
Gerald has is exactly what I picture when I play The Witcher.
Yeah.
What voice? Siri, is there a problem?
I'm right beside him, and that's the end of my turn.
All right. For Niflheim. I don't know much about
Nerd.
The Witcher, but all right, and now we're already in round 3. That was quick. All right, top of round 3 already, and the guards get to go. And this one is going to, of course, use a club that he's got to hit the shambler while it's down for a sweet 23 to hit, which is a crit.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
And the
Why are we here?
well, I didn't expect that at all. And the zombie shambler takes 16 points of damage. And he's going to swing a second time for another 23 to hit.
Let's go. NPCs.
And he completely destroys the zombie shambler.
Well, you
Wow.
guys seem to have things under control here.
And then he starts to veer off to the west with his last action towards another skeleton that is actually going to now enter the initiative order. And one of the guards starts to join him, and the other 2 veer towards the east and entering yet another skeleton guard into the initiative order. One of the guards to the west is able to continue moving and try and strike with a 24. Wow, I'm rolling hot.
It's not new.
24 against not a crit on this one, sadly, but still deals 10 damage and completely destroys it. And the ones on the eastern side are going to do a similar thing. One of them can roll up and, oh man, another 24.
Yeah, keep it going, buddy.
Oh man, Eddie just wrecks another skeleton, and the guard with him steps forward. And holy jeez.
So that's 3 down so far.
I don't want to get cocky,
Raphael,
but there
you're
was
up.
so much build up to this.
Yeah. Raphael, seeing the guards pretty much have it in turn, first action is going to draw that magic dagger. Second action is going to stride. And third action, he'll just stride again. Yeah, there we go. So he's got his weapon out. He's sort of in combat. Like, he's having a tough time with this because they were told specifically to hold the line. And that's not what these guards are doing.
They're frightened too, though. They're terrified. They're like kind of just jumping into the fray all of a sudden and just swinging like wild men, screaming and like, ah! Like, this is the first time they've ever seen anything like this, that's for sure. They're just small town guards. And so they're stuck in the heat of battle here. But with all of this destruction happening, the rest of the undead enter the initiative order immediately as their attention is drawn towards all of you. And that brings us to one of the skeleton guards' turns here, and it is going to start striding towards one of the guards, and it spends all its movement doing so. Gerald now has the opportunity to try and catch up. He's going to march his way over towards the skeleton guard that just approached his guard friend, but spends all his movement doing... Oh, no, he can do this and then swing, actually. Yeah, he's going to swing with his own club. Oh, kills it. 29 to hit.
Jesus.
Man. And that brings us to Physic.
Well, Physic...
First action, puts his hands in his pockets. Second action, just starts whistling. Third action, walks away.
Somehow manages to bard inspire courage to everybody.
Yeah. Physic is... Well, he's so far at the back of the pack that he probably doesn't even see all these things dropping like flies. So he's going to take 2 stride actions to get 50 feet forward. And everything's dead within range of him. So he's going to take another stride action to go another 25 feet forward to actually get close to something. And that'll be his turn.
Okay. And that brings us to another skeleton guard who is going to move up to Gerald and swing with its scimitar and misses with an 18. And he's going to try and swing again. Natural 1. Totally misses. And now we've got a zombie shambler in the back. I was going to say earlier, too, I kind of feel like being a generous DM here, and I just want to say that since Raphael is a cleric of Pharasma, I feel like he already just kind of knows what these things are. They are like as basic as undead as they get. So, I mean, you have zombie shamblers, you have skeleton guards. Like, the zombie shamblers are a bit beefier for sure, like as far as hit points goes. And the skeleton guards are very low hit points, but the shamblers are permanently slowed, so they only get 2 actions.
Right.
But that's basically the gist of what you know, other than basic undead stuff, which we can cover if we need to. But the shambler runs up towards one of the guards, but that's all it can do. Tulok, you're up.
So with his first action, Tulok will stride 25 feet to the south, and then pointing up to the tree above the skeleton guard to the south of him, he brings a branch down onto the head of the skeleton guard.
Okay, all right.
Telekinetic projectile vibe.
Oh, man. Again, all syllables intact. Very good.
I've been working on it.
You're practicing in the mirror?
13 to hit.
13 against the skeleton guard is a miss, I'm afraid.
That's okay. That's his turn.
Okay, and we have another zombie shambler in the back. It's going to just make its way towards the group, but it's going to stick along the road here. So it's still a good distance away, but it's now at like this sort of main fork in the road and trails that lead to the graveyard. And top of round 4, guards about to kick some ace. No doubt. 25 to hit. What the hell? Skeleton guard dead. And continues to move towards the zombie shambler. Further south, another guard is going to do the same, but can't quite make it before spending all his actions. Guard to the west, attacking the other zombie shambler. 28 to hit. Oh my god. Why? How? Hits it, but then misses it. But his friend comes up and swings as well and manages to kill it. Continues running towards the center. You guys these guards have destroyed the vast majority of these so far.
This is wild.
Yeah,
And
The first combat the PCs won't ever have any effect on.
Yeah, it's like a spearhead formation, and they've just been destroying everything.
Raphael, you're up.
So Raphael, seeing these guards have it in hand, remembering the sound of clashing at the undead corpses on the Dawnflower Library, will just yell up to Tulak, "I believe in you!" before taking all 3 actions to run towards the cliff. Just whizzing by everyone.
Okay. And his little pug legs. I love it. And Gerald's like, "That's it, boys. Keep it up. We got this. Oh, all our comrades below, they're going to be okay because of us, because we're doing the right thing." And he's just doing his best to inspire, but he's
If we have any
also not
listeners
very
at this
confident.
point, they're all gone because of this voice.
What? What's wrong with my What's wrong with my voice?
it's a perfect squeaky voice teen from The Simpsons, but like southern.
Poor Gerald. Can't get a break. Gerald runs down to the center and does his best to attack this zombie shambler that's left. Hits it for an exact crit with 22. Oh, beast damage. 22 points of damage. He just destroys it in one blow. And all of the lingering undead that were going to head for the cliff have been defeated. And Gerald just takes a deep breath. Oh, and all the guards are like, and they're just looking around and moving about and trying to spot any more, trying to find any evidence of the soil churning and roiling again. And there is nothing, but you can hear just the more battle coming up from the cliff. There's more and more noise happening. Here's the artwork that was supplied for this event of the undead jumping over the cliff towards the Dawnflower Library.
Oh, that's pretty gnarly.
That's so sick.
I feel like there are scale issues with that
I
artwork,
have
but
big
that's
issues with the
awesome.
scale of this, but
It's
it
like
looks
the same
rad.
thing, yeah. It looks really weird. But yeah, they're just launching themselves off in this sort of undead suicidal attempt to just attack
It's like World
whatever
War
is
Z.
down there.
Such a
Yeah.
grim sequel to Midsummer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And as everything seems to cool off for a sec and you have a spare moment, suddenly the light over this area dissipates. And it seems to clear out and the fog starts to lift a little bit. There's still a light rain happening. And just as Gerald turns to look at you with a big smile, around him and the 2 guards in the center, and just barely catching Raphael, a roiling light, more focused, hits the ground coming from the lighthouse. And this intense aura of necromantic energy spawns a creature. That looks like this.
Ugh.
Okay.
Nothing about that feels necromantic.
It's like a spider with spikes, but also lizard skin.
It's putting the
3
romantic in
eyes.
necromantic. Wait, what?
And the light vanishes upon its arrival, and the guards freak out and start peeling. They're terrified. They start to run away, and Gerald just gives this look of utter shock and looks to Raphael and looks to the others, unsure of what to do with himself, and he looks like he's on the cusp of running away.
And Tulak sees the panic in his eyes and yells over the rain and all the other noises, "Gerald, hold fast and attack! Attack!"
Stemming the Tide is an actual play podcast of the Adventure Path Abomination Vaults and is produced by the Uncharted North Network. Stemming the Tide uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc., used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Stemming the Tide is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Music is composed by Will Savino and artwork by Greyhood. Stemming the Tide is recorded remotely using Foundry Virtual Tabletop. If you wish to connect with us or support this project and projects to come, we can be found at unchartednorth.ca, patreon.com/unchartednorth, and on all major social media platforms. Links to all credits can be found in the episode description and our website. Thanks for tuning in.